Hey guys, it's Metroid 5. This is a video that I've been doing for a while. I haven't had the time until now. I'm responding to Shokio's Why Ridley Shouldn't Be in Smash Bros. Video, which he posted a while ago. I'm going to show how stupid this video is. So, after all the pointless shit about Shokio's friend calling him a casual Smash Bros. Player, Shokio starts to go to the actual point of the video. Yeah, so, any of you on YouTube have seen any Ridley defender, then you'll most likely see them bring up Bowser and Olimar, because Bowser is at least twice Mario's height in the main series Mario games, which make him about at least 10 feet tall, and Olimar is less than an inch tall in the Pikmin games, but not Smash Bros. So, okay, sure. You mentioned that Bowser's size changes, which is true, but Bowser's only the size he's in Smash Bros. When he's a playable character, and has the same role as the other characters, like in the spin-offs, such as the Mario sports games. So he can be a playable character, otherwise he would break the game. It's just that Ridley has never been playable before, so you wouldn't really know what it would look like when he's playable. You also mentioned that he's just a little bit bigger than Mario and Super Mario 1, Super Mario 64, and Smash Bros. But you obviously are not properly looking at Bowser's size, because in Super Mario 64 you can clearly see that Bowser is twice Mario's height, and in Super Mario World, you can't see the bottom out of Bowser's body, so it's not, you can't compare the sizes if you can't see all of Bowser's body. He could be sitting or standing or anything like that, and if he was standing, he would actually be 3 times Mario's size, or about 3 times Mario's size if you actually look at the picture. And like, you mentioned that obviously that Bowser changing sizes is not as drastic as it would be Ridley. I can kind of see where you're coming from with that, but if they used Ridley in Smash Bros., they would use other M Ridley because they're using other M Samus in the Smash Bros. And obviously, other M Ridley is about twice Samus' height. Samus is about 6 feet tall, so that would make him about 12 feet tall. So it's only like a 2-foot difference between Ridley and Bowser. Anyway, okay, so then you go on to say that Ridley's size never changes. That is completely bullshit. Ridley's size has always changed in the Metroid series. You don't even need to play a game to know this, because, like, for example, if you look at Ridley's size in Metroid Zero Mission, which takes place first in the Metroid timelines, also when he's like the biggest in the series, and look at him in Super Metroid, which is near the end of the timeline, you'll clearly see that there is a difference in size, as Ridley's about, say, like 3 times Samus' size in the Zero Mission, and like barely twice her size in Super Metroid. Then you say that the small change in size, which obviously, as I just said, is untrue, is because there are clones of Ridley, and then you bring up Meta Ridley and Omega Ridley. Meta Ridley and Omega Ridley are not clones. When Samus killed Ridley in the first Metroid game, the Space Pirates found what was left of Ridley, and replaced his missing body parts with mechanical ones to make Meta Ridley. And in Metroid Prime 3, Meta Ridley gets infected by Phazon sometime after Samus defeats Meta Ridley near the beginning of the game, and he becomes Omega Ridley through that. So Ridley, Meta Ridley, and Omega Ridley are the same being. The only clones of Ridley in the Metroid series has been in other M, which can actually help prove why he can be in Smash Bros. And in Fusion. And I find it weird, you claim to be a hardcore Metroid fan at the end of the video, and yet you clearly do not know this. Now, over to Olimar. Now, you say it's alright for Olimar to go from being like less to an inch tall to about Mario's size, because there's no other character in the Pikmin series as in Smash Bros. To compare him to, which I can kind of understand, but if you've played Pikmin 2 or seen any of Felicia Fan's response videos to your Ridley is too big video, then you would know that Rob's head is a treasure in Pikmin 2. Yet, when Rob was made a playable character in Smash Bros., he is bigger than Olimar, and that Rob head is only the size of the regular toy, not like the Rob in Smash Bros. So there technically is a character that has appeared in the Pikmin game that you can compare Olimar to. And then you also say that Olimar has like human proportions, so he can be easily resized. I see where you're coming from, the human proportions, but I wouldn't really consider Olimar to have human proportions when he has like a big head, really small limbs, and a nose that's like almost as big as his head. Because like, I think because I wouldn't really consider that human proportions, and I think the only human characters, like the only characters in Smash Bros. That have been resized that have human proportions are Ganondorf, Snake, and Rosalina. And then, okay, you can explain maybe how Olimar could be resized, but how do you explain scaled up characters who don't have human proportions, like Pikachu, who, as I would show in this picture in the video, is able to stand on Charizard's shoulder. And Charizard's only 5'6" inches. So like, and then Pikachu is like almost as big as Mario in Smash Bros. So how do you explain that? And then like, continuing on, you then say that Ridley would be the same size as Samus if he was resized. No, he wouldn't. If Ridley was playable, then he would be at least Bowser's height. And Bowser's bigger than Samus in the new Smash Bros. Because they made him stand upright. Like, I would say that if Ridley's playable, he should be just like a little bit bigger than Bowser, like in the picture that I'll be showing you on screen right now. Now you bring up like this argument that you made in a debate with Felicia Fan before. Then like you ask Felicia Fan, what if I wanted Mother Brain Smash? And Felicia Fan responded by saying you can't do that because Mother Brain's size is part of who she is. And you say that what Felicia Fan said can be applied to Ridley. Now, I do 100% disagree with what Felicia Fan said. Mother Brain's size is nothing to do with her character. It's nothing to do with her. But even if that was true, you can't apply that to Ridley because, as I said before, his size changes, and his size isn't a part of Ridley's character. Because shortly after that, you bring up that how like Ridley is the leader of the space pirates, Samus' arch enemy, destroyer of a colony, and her parents' murderer. Which is true, but that is all of Ridley's character. His size has nothing to do with that. If he was smaller, he could still be the space pirate leader, Samus' arch enemy, and her parents' murderer. Like, his size had nothing to do with that. And then, if you actually, moving on back to Olimar, obviously later on you bring that some people argue that Olimar, everyone was shrunk down to Olimar's size, which is sort of true, because Smash Bros. Is actually supposed to be little figures of Nintendo characters that come to life through imagination. And this isn't like a theory or anything, they actually said that in the trailer for the Amiibos at E3 this year. So it is actual fact that that's what the Smash Bros. Is about, and I have seen a Google image of a Ridley figure that is only a bit bigger than Samus. So that can show that Ridley can be like resized because Smash Bros. Does not like focus on anything to do with actual character sizes. Aside from obviously you have to do that, you know, this character has to be bigger than this character. But aside from that, every character obviously is not stay true to its actual size. Then like how to bring up that like Ridley shouldn't be like in the game if he can't fit Samus in the palm of his hand or in his mouth. Well, I don't get that. Why would like a character not fitting in a character's hands be a logical reason why they shouldn't be in? Because in some Metroid games, Samus is too big for Ridley's hand and mouth, kind of like in the Super Metroid, as I mentioned earlier. And then like like, your argument there is kind of like if I said Ganondorf shouldn't be playable if he isn't like 7 feet tall like he is in Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And then obviously, next obviously, this is what I find really stupid. You bring up that Ridley deserves to be playable. Well, yes, he does, because he's the main villain of Metroid, and Metroid is a highly unrepresented series in Smash Bros. So why did you even bother making this video? Like, if you think Ridley deserves to be playable, then you should look at the reasons for why he can be playable, instead of instantly assuming you can't. Because like any character that somebody thinks deserves to be in Smash Bros, you should think about like how that character could be in and what they could do, and not just instantly assume, oh, he deserves to be in it, but he can't. You know. And then like you go on talking about like Dark Samus and she should be playable. Now I know obviously you made this video before the Smash Bros Direct where it was revealed that Dark Samus was an assist trophy, but even then, Dark Samus does not deserve to be playable at all because it's just a clone of Samus. I'm not even talking about like moveset potential. I'm just saying that Dark Samus' character is that it's a clone of Samus created by the Metroid Prime, cloning Samus' DNA with Phazon suits. Because like that wouldn't be a really good representation of the Metroid series if you just had Samus, Zero Suit Samus, and Dark Samus being a clone of Samus, because that wouldn't be a good representation. It's like if you had like if every Zelda character in Smash Bros was just different versions of Link, you know, it just wouldn't be a good representation of the series. But like, I didn't think it needed to have to be explained why Dark Samus shouldn't be in, because like, which character should get more priority? The main villain of a series, or a villain that's only been in 3 games? Obviously the main villain, because Smash Bros is about important Nintendo characters, and not only is the main villain of the Metroid series, but one of Nintendo's most iconic villains, like after Bowser and Ganondorf. You know, and then obviously you move on to probably one of the most used arguments against Ridley being the stage hazard argument. Obviously, this is before obviously the game in Smash Bros Direct when you posted this, before we saw that shadow, which I will bring up later. And then obviously, so obviously just the words "an enemy from Samus' past may appear at any second" mean 100% that Ridley is a stage hazard. No, Sakurai could just be saying he could be playable, and he could be confirmed to be playable at any second. And obviously you bring up that like, oh, he hinted at Ridley when he announced the Metroid stage. Well, of course he's going to hint at a Metroid character when somebody to with Metroid is announced. He's not going to hint at Ridley when the Mario Galaxy stage is confirmed, because that's going to be completely out of left field. And also, that hole that you bring up in the stage, there is like no link between Ridley and a hole. And besides, that hole is like, Sakurai, I'm trying to think. This could just be the fact that the hole's in the distance. When I look at gameplay of the Pyrosphere, the hole doesn't look as big as it's made out in the picture, but I could be wrong on that. So, let me take a back. And actually, if you have seen the Game Explain's analysis video of the Wii U stages in the Smash Bros. Direct, you know that in the final destination version of Pyrosphere, the lava flowing from the wall is gone, which would suggest that lava is the stage hazard instead of Ridley, because as so far as we've seen from boss stage hazards like the Yellow Devil, they're the only stage hazard in that stage. And the hole is still there in the hole is still there in the final destination version of the stage. So that could possibly hint that Ridley is not the stage hazard. And then like, obviously moving on to the shadow, it's like, why would Sakurai like show just a shadow of Ridley, like months after hinting at him to possibly be a stage hazard with Pyrosphere? Because honestly, that would make no sense. If Ridley was not playable, he would just flat out say he's not playable. Because like with assist trophies like Waluigi, he flat out says they're assist trophies. He doesn't hint at them and then like months later confirms that they're not playable, because that's gonna piss off a lot of fans. And then like I compared also the size of the shadow to Pikachu, because Pikachu was obviously in that part of the Smash Bros. Direct where they showed the shadow, and like the shadow is made about like only like a little bit over twice Pikachu's height, which would possibly be like about Bowser's size. So it's only about a little bit bigger than Bowser. Which why would Ridley have to be drastically shrunk like that if he's a boss? I mean, I'm not saying like it means 100% that he's playable. I'm just saying it seems really weird. Anyway, another reason like why Ridley could be playable is that of the trophy quiz theory that a lot of people bring up, because in the Smash Bros. Direct they showed these trophies and you have to be like, which character is this in the trophy? And a lot of people thought this was random. A lot of people are thinking that these could be aiming at newcomers. Obviously we have Tiki from Fire Emblem, which are obviously aiming at Robin and Lucina. Then we have Thief and Sky. So a lot of people thinking that hitting at Girion. I personally think that he's just hitting at Ganondorf coming back. Then we have Pseudo Palutena, hitting at Palutena. And then we have King Key Hunter from Metroid Other M. Obviously possibly in a Metroid character, which would be Ridley, especially at this point in time. Hell, it even plays Ridley's theme when they're showing the King Key Hunter trophy. I mean, that seems weird why they would just play Ridley's theme when showing the King Key Hunter trophy. So it's its own theme. But then you go on to back to like your arguments, or why Ridley shouldn't be played. But you get to Brawl and saying that he has like an established size in Smash Brothers. Well, Smash Bros, as a lot of people bring up, is not canon. So like a character could be like a difference in size from one game to another. Like how with Bowser, they changed from being like hunched over to being standing upright. And then like in Other M, Ridley is a clone, as I mentioned before. So there can be an explanation for why Ridley could be small in Super Smash Bros. 4 when he was big in Brawl. For any like weirdos like you who think Smash Bros. Actually has a canon when it was not. And I love how earlier on in your video you say that us Ridley supporters are grasping at straws here, when your next argument is saying that Sakurai had a full model of Ridley that was resized, and all he needed to do was just like, animations and some new extra moves, but decided to make him boss. That is bullshit. Ridley was never planned to be playable for Brawl. In fact, there's actually data on Brawl's disc that show that Ridley could have been originally planned to be an assist trophy instead of a playable character. And then obviously you say that obviously, oh, Sakurai thinks it's too big. Well, one, Sakurai has changed his mind on multiple things, because in Brawl he thought Animal Crossing characters were too peaceful to be playable, and that it wasn't right for having the Miis punch and kick each other. But now we obviously have, in Super Smash Bros. 4, we have the Villager and the Miis as playable characters, so Sakurai's obviously changed his mind on that. And one of the picks of the day in February, which is the month that your video went up in, says the Smash Bros. Series doesn't stay true to scale, which obviously Sakurai has just destroyed the too big argument right there. So there was pretty much no need in making this video, since Sakurai just destroyed the argument. And also, you bring up how like Ridley would not be able to fit on Final Destination even if he was resized. Well, yes, there is a bit. Final Destination does get a bit cramped when you have like 4 Bowsers, Donkey Kongs, or King Dededes, but I'm pretty sure there's a size of Ridley that you could easily use that wouldn't like wouldn't alter the gameplay or anything. It wouldn't like affect the stages in any way. In fact, Felicia Fan even made a video of putting like a bunch of Ridleys on Final Destination, so that about like I don't know, like 14 or something Ridleys can fit on the Pyrosphere without overlapping each other. So I'm pretty sure, and the bottom part of the Pyrosphere is about the same size as Final Destination. So I'm pretty sure 4 Ridleys could easily fit on Final Destination, even with being just a little bit bigger than Bowser. And like you talk about like, well, obviously a lot of us Ridley fans bring up that Ridley could be like crossed over, and you also bring this up in your video, Shokio. It's just that you say that his tail and his wings and his whole body is going to expand when he runs and jumps. I don't really think that is the case, because in 2D Metroid games, Ridley stays hunched over while he's flying, so that argument isn't really true. And then I'm pretty sure they could make a reasonable size length for his tail, so it wouldn't really make it too long when he's running. And as well as that, in Smash Bros, any characters with wings, like Charizard, Meta Knight, and Pit, they have one of their wings will extend into the foreground and another extend in the background, so it doesn't really add much to the height of the character and doesn't affect the hitbox, so that none of those arguments that you brought up there would actually be problems. So, okay, sure, I didn't really think you made a good video here, because it's alright if you don't want a specific character in Smash Bros, but to bring up good reasonings instead of just not digging too deep, not doing natural research like Olimar and making stuff up. It's I feel that's with your first Ridley video, what Alicia Band did, put Groose's theme in it, it would also fit perfectly here. Just do some actual fucking research before you start making a video saying that character should not be in Smash Brothers. Just wish that you could get all the reasons for why Ridley could be playable into your thick skull. Anyway, that's the end of this, and sorry that for any stuttering. Sorry for doing any stuttering. I was doing this unscripted, and this is my first time actually making a response video, so I apologize for all the stuff. Anyway, see ya.